Okay, seeing none, we'll dive right in. And our first presenter is Erin Lipkind.
Hi, everyone. I'm presenting the school budgets for the upcoming school year, the current school year. You should have before you, or should have received, a copy of the school mill levy changes that our office prepares each year, along with the other sheet that we prepare that talks about what the taxes are in a $100,000 home for each school district. Do you have that information? Okay, I'm seeing Juanita nod.
Yep, I'm looking at it. You said
I just want to know where the $100,000 homes are.
yeah,
they're not in Missoula County, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So what you see here is actually, I think, looks pretty good. We're not seeing significant increases in mills for most districts, and the ones that you are seeing, it's because they passed bonds. For example, DeSmith's mills have gone up by 35.21 because most of that was from their building bond, and they still have some of the lower mills in our county. Some of the language that you'll see in this mill levy changes document that I will explain are an increase in some number of mills in the tuition fund due to an increase in the special ed permissive levy. The special ed permissive levy is something that schools can opt for based on a very specific formula that is from the Office of Public Instruction for students who have excessive special needs. So let's say a student needs a one-on-one aid and that's in their IEP, then the district can plug in a bunch of numbers into a special formula and it spits out how much they can levy for that particular student. So there are a few districts where you see sometimes even a fairly significant amount of money. For example, in Bonner, an increase of 17.64 mills in the tuition fund due to an increase in the special ed permissive levy. Also, one thing to point out in Bonner is that they did have an increase in their transportation fund, but it would have been a lot worse if it hadn't been offset by money from the governor. So the governor has provided some additional funding for districts who need it if they needed to increase the number of routes they're running to reduce how many students are on the bus because of COVID. And Bonner got quite a lot of money, about $200,000, I think, from the state for that. Are there any questions on the mill levy changes? Normally I don't go through every district in every detail. It's just if you have specific questions on the document, I'm happy to answer them.
I'm missing like a few. It's not important because you can get it, but it seems like there's a portion missing on that school mill levy changes document on the in the margin.
I'm not seeing that.
Okay, on the right hand side, I'm missing I don't know, half a word or a word, but.
Oh, okay. That's very odd. Did anyone else get the document like that?
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay, well, perhaps a scanning issue or something like that. But I can certainly have it resent to you.
No, I get the gist.
Okay.
Erin, I had a question. When I received the mill levy request from Jessica earlier last week, she was talking about how you're working with OPI regarding County Transportation Distribution Fund and that 3.74 mil levy request may change. Is that
at
still?
This point, I think that everything's set. It's all been figured out. There's a new person at OPI. Well, there's constantly new people at OPI, and they don't really know what they're doing at this point. And so it took a little time to iron those things out.
So the 3.74 mils that's good to go. I can submit that DOR.
I believe so. I would confirm with Jessica, but that's my understanding, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Well, then I'm gonna move that the board approve all Missoula County Public Schools 2021 budgets as presented.
Great.
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, Aaron.
All right, thank you. I'll sign off. Have a good day.
Goodbye.
Hey, John.
Good morning, everybody.
How's that boy band coming along?
What's that?
How's that boy band coming along?
Andrew, I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear that. I wanted to make one observation before I got going this morning. I'm not necessarily an observant person, but I noticed that our Chief Public Works Officer is no longer using the Pittsburgh Steelers emblem anymore, and he switched over to the Public Works Department. And I'm wondering if there's some profound implications that we need to know about because of that change.
Yeah, that's a
Shane,
good.
I'll put you on the spot now. I see you have an agenda item, and you can tell us all why you might be giving up on the Steelers. Okay. Commissioners, this morning I have a subdivision improvement agreement and guarantee for Stillwaters on the Clark Fork number 3, phases 1 and 2. This is a familiar subdivision, and just as a recap, it was given preliminary plat approval in July of 2005. And the developer is now obligated to plat phases 1 and 2 by December 15th of this year. There was some delay for activity over the summer. And in order to plat these 2 phases, they're asking the county to enter into an improvements agreement because there are numerous improvements that remain to be completed. These include roadway, curb and gutter, sidewalk, trails, stormwater drainage, sanitary sewer main and services, and dry utility extensions. The estimated cost of completing these improvements, including a 25% contingency, is $700,444.58. The developer is agreeing that these improvements will be completed on or before 12 months from the date that the final plat is recorded. That will probably be later this month. So sometime by next September, the developer is agreeing that these improvements will be installed and approved. The developer is making good on its agreement. It's provided a letter of credit from Trail West Bank in the amount of $700,444.58. Commissioners, I've reviewed this improvements agreement. I've reviewed Brent O'Connor from our Public Works Department has reviewed and approved the engineer's estimated costs, and based on those things, I would recommend that Missoula County enter into this improvements agreement.
Great.
Any questions?
I think that letter from Trail West Bank kind of seals the deal. We're guaranteed.
Yeah, it's a local bank, and it's we've had letters of credit issued by Trail West many times over the years, and so I feel very comfortable with this improvements agreement.
Great, thank you.
Okay, I would move that we approve the subdivision improvements agreement.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, John.
Thank you very much.
All right, Kelly McGuire to talk about an RVS use agreement.
Hello. This is a use agreement that we are requesting your approval for the Director of Relationship Violence Services to sign. It's an agreement between Missoula County and the German Hygiene Museum. I know, it's odd. A couple years ago, we released our sexual violence prevention marketing campaign, seeking to prevent sexual violence by promoting consent-seeking behavior in adults. I don't know if you remember it. It was a marketing campaign designed by Josh Quick. It had these fun cartoons and was linking great sex to consent. And so these posters have been around. They've gotten some national attention. And then out of the blue, we got a request from the German Hygiene Museum to feature our posters in an exhibit on human sexuality. So this use agreement is that it covers intellectual property, says they will not alter the posters. They'll pay us 150 euros. Yeah, big bucks. And we'll give them permission to feature the posters at their museum for 10 years.
For 10 years, wow.
Okay.
Mhm.
At least they're offering in euros and not Bitcoin. That's a plus.
Yeah, and I guess this means post-COVID, someone from RVS is going to have to go to this wonderful museum and take a picture.
I know. Well, you know, Josh Quick was great. He was like, all I want is a photo of my art on the wall in this museum.
Right.
So I think that might be, and maybe that's informal in the agreement that they have to send us a photo.
Jason Emery did some conversion for us. It's 177 US dollars.
Oh, perfect.
We won't spend it all in one place.
Well, this is great. I move that the board authorize the director of RVS to sign the use agreement with the Deutsches Hygiene Museum in Dresden.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Hi.
Thanks a lot, Kelly.
Thank you.
Skelly.
All right, Jason Hauser to talk about change order 11 at the library.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Sorry, I'm having a problem with my computer getting my screen up. Sorry about that. Hope you guys are well today.
Yeah, thanks.
Doing good.
Good. So this is change order 11 from the library. It has some lighting in it. It has a different type of glue that's required for the floor tiles that need to be done. Some COVID impact stuff as far as the job site for the library. There's some countertops that were ordered. About 50,000 of it comes out of owner's contingency, and about 12,000 of it is contractor contingency.
Okay.
I got to drive by it late last night. And I haven't been in town in a while. And oh my gosh, Jason, it's so impressive.
It really
It's
is.
a beautiful building. I went through it about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and it's an absolute beautiful building inside and out. So it'll be great.
Jason, is there a way the three of us could do a tour?
Absolutely. Honor's doing one. I think they're starting some tours this week. You can contact Honor directly, or I can try and contact her for you guys. But she's been doing some on and off. I know I talked to Mr. Emery, and I think he has a tour at some point this week too. But they are starting to, now that it's getting close to the end.
If you wouldn't mind, if you could arrange one for the three of us, that would really be great.
Absolutely. I'll reach out to
Thank
her.
you very much. Thanks a
Is
lot.
there somebody I should contact to make sure your guys' schedule works?
Sarah Bell.
Done. I'll contact her and then Honor. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Josh and Jason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. I would move that we approve the change order.
Second.
All in favor?
11,000 carpet glue.
Aye.
Hi. All right.
Aye.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jason, looks like you're alone on this. The other names here, Rob Taylor and Bill Bird, are not with you.
Yeah, firm. I think Rob's fighting fire down in California,
Dang.
and Bill's got a wounded wing. I think he's
Oh,
still
my goodness.
recovering from a shoulder. So just presenting today the annual STEP grant. It's a grant that we've used. It's basically STEP stands for the Selective Traffic Enforcement. It's a grant from the state that we've been doing annually for as long as I've been a deputy, so 16 plus years. it's a great opportunity for us in law enforcement to gain some funds from the state to allow our deputies a good overtime opportunity with focus specifically on traffic safety, a lot of seatbelt. The nice part about it being selective is we get to kind of pick where they get to work. So that's been kind of helpful. We've used it to kind of backfill some of our river recreation sites and stuff along the Highway 200 corridor. But with holiday travel and big weekends, the grant's kind of a no-brainer just because it's state money. There are a couple mandatory mobilizations, which are during the times of year when we want extra law enforcement presence out anyway. They require Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend. I believe 4th of July is in there as well. And those are kind of the only real strict guidelines that they ask us for. We have to log a certain number of traffic stops and contacts per hour in order to qualify. So they're making sure that we're justifying the use of their funds. But all in all, it's been a great program over the years. It's afforded us, like I say, some extra money to get extra uniformed officers, that officer presence out during peak travel times through our area. So any questions that I could answer?
Sounds like a no-brainer. We should take the state's money to do this.
There's just a minor typo on the RCA under project information, project/item. It's annual has an extra A in it, if that means anything. But other than, I move that the board approve the annual standard agreements with the State Highway Traffic Safety Section STEP between MBT, District 1, and Missoula County Sheriff's Office. Oh, Dave's on mute. But I really like the window washer.
Yeah, he was just in my window a moment ago.
Yeah.
Guys moving fast.
I thought you'd enjoy that. It was disconcerting momentarily when this guy just appeared.
It was me doing all of a sudden there was a ladder on my little porch thing. I'm like, okay, somebody's coming up.
I was watching the ladder and Dory's. So.
I would second. I second that motion.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Thanks, Jay.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks. And the last time I checked, I think we only have one congressional district in the state of Montana. So
yep, that is true.
Thank you.
Looks like it's going to stay that way, given our enthusiastic non-response to this.
No kidding.
All right, Shane, let's talk build.
Yeah, good morning. If you do want an explanation of my Steeler logo, I'm happy to share that. But we'll hit build first. And I do appreciate John recognizing that. So as I've shared with you in the past, we went through quite a selection process to get to Kiewit Infrastructure Company and select them for our construction manager. That's for the build project. We're going to use CMGC, Construction Manager General Contractor, where we hire a contractor. They help us out with the design and make sure that they'll review plans. They'll give us pricing information to make sure that as we develop the project from 30% to 100%, that we have good pricing information. So those are the types of services that Kiewit will provide. They submitted their contract and scope and fee of $235,627.50, and that would include 1,956 hours. I did my own rough estimate. I came up with 1,820 hours, so a little bit less on the hour, but my cost estimate was $273,000, so they're $40,000 under my estimate. So I'm very happy with the price and the hours they've submitted. So are there any questions from you?
No, I remember talking about this a couple times, so glad it's finishing up.
Yeah, they're going to give us a rough order of magnitude estimate here in the next week or so. So I'm looking forward to see those numbers, and we can compare those to DJ&A's. So.
Nope, sounds good. And I'm looking forward to the results of our second build grant application for out there.
It'll be exciting.
Yeah, 10 days, right? Or less than that.
I think next week, yeah.
No, that's great. I would move that we approve the contract with Kiewit.
Second.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks for running a good process on this, Shane.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Andrew and Amanda.
Good morning. I'm here to request that you approve the resolution for the final 2021 budget, which sets the spending limits and property taxes for fiscal year 21. There are no changes from what was presented at the final budget hearing on the 3rd. And so I'm just asking that you go ahead and put pen to ink, paper to ink this day.
Well, Amanda, it's worthy of noting the months of work you and Andrew and Michelle and all the rest of you put in on this, and the many iterations and absorbing of public comment and our thoughts and all the conversation among department heads to come up with something that really works like this. And well done.
Thank you. It was definitely a group effort.
Is there public comments for on the agenda or on the budget? I can't see who's all on.
And to my knowledge, we have not received any public comments since our last final budget hearing a week ago, that I'm aware of at least.
Okay.
Great. Then let's put the pen to the ink.
Proud to do so. I'm going to motion that the board approve the resolution setting final budget appropriations for fiscal year 2021. Well done, everyone.
Yeah, I will just second the thanks to the budget team, especially Amanda and Andrew. And this has been a big, heavy lift during a very difficult and challenging year and unprecedented year in many respects. So I'll gladly second the motion.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nice. I'm gonna clap for that.
Okay, get cracking on the FY22 budget.
Yeah, I hope you can.
My first meeting is Thursday, Dave.
2 days.
Great. All right, our own Sarah Bell.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
This was just a simple board appointment. So the Seeley Lake Cemetery District Board had a member resign and move to Arizona when her term was due in April. So they were looking for a new member. We advertised and didn't get any applications, so that the seat just remained vacant. And then about a month ago, Barbara Knope applied for the position, and I've been in touch with the board up there, and they're excited to have Barbara come on board. And you interviewed with her. I think it was Josh and Juan that connected with her last week or the week before. So she's retired and looking for ways to be involved in the community. So she'll be filling that vacant term to April 30th, 2023.
So yeah, I missed the interview, I think. How did it go?
Oh, she seemed like the ideal person for this, really into history and genealogy and attached to the area and has time to give, prior board experience, etc.
Widow, and yeah, is personally connected to the cemetery, and
Yep.
Sounds like the ideal person. Okay, I will take your word on it, and I'll move that we appoint Barbara.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Barbara's on the board.
Aye.
Thank you.
Nice, thank you.
Yep.
All right, do we have any correspondence?
Not, well, it came through last week. fact, I don't know if Martin's still on the line. This would probably be something he'd be interested in seeing. I don't know if you all got a chance to look at the letter we got from the Prairie County Economic Development Council supporting establishment of the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority, but that was a great show of confidence from the far eastern hinterland of the state.
Yeah. Great.
That's it.
Okay, on discussion items, review of board meetings, upcoming meetings, anything like that?
I just have something real quick. Just a little heads up that next week, September 9th, we'll start into election advisory committee interviews. So it looks like all three of you will be in the office September 9th. Well, that's actually tomorrow. So they start tomorrow.
All right.
Sorry. So tomorrow there will be 4 interviews, and then the remaining interviews will be on September 14th. So Bradley and Nathan screened the 33 applications that came in and pulled together a pool of applicants. And so after September 14th, I'll try and put some time aside for the 3 of you and Bradley to kind of review the interviews and what you all thought, and then we'll get the appointments put on admin. So
Sarah, is that a record for the number of applicants for a board position?
Definitely a record. So it's pretty huge and great that we had that big of a turnout, and most people were really excited to be applying for the position. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Have a great pool.
Do we do more outreach this time, or like what's
So I think so. Nathan pushed it really hard with elections. He worked super hard to get the word out, as did Bradley. And it was on social media a little bit too. I also think it's probably just the current climate we're in right now and the current election that's coming up. So I think there's probably quite a few factors that went into it.
Fantastic.
Yep. So you'll probably be getting some schedule invites this morning for tomorrow's interviews and then September 14th. So I'm finalizing all of that today, and we'll get you a condensed packet by the end of the day so you're ready to go for tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay, do we have any COVID or wildfire things that we haven't already talked about? Great. Wonderful. Well, then we all have 26 more minutes.
Nice job.
Go do something else. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.